Everyone, it's Fitz with your walk and talk. I'm going to walk a little bit. I wasn't going to cover Friday's game. I was going to let Brian Gilbert walk and talk, but the basketball gods had something else in store for GoPowercat in Kansas State. Kansas State lays an egg in the quarterfinals of the Big 12 tournament. What was it, 80-67? You look through the stats sheet and it's just obvious. K-State had 20 turnovers to 12 assists. TCU, 9 turnovers, 17 assists. I mean, right there, that's the indicator that K-State lost this game by double digits. Points to the paint, K-State actually outscored TCU. Off of turnovers, 20-9 Frogs. Second chance, 25-15 Frogs. Fast break, 7-0. K-State had no fast break points. Bench, even, pretty much. This was a dreadful showing from K-State, but also, giving full credit here, that was a great performance by TCU. This is a team that hasn't hit three-pointers. I think a member of the media mentioned that they hit 6 combined in the first 2 meetings with Kansas State, and 11 in this game, and quite often wide open three-pointers. K-State's defense wasn't good enough. They got outplayed even after a fast start. K-State came out strong, and then TCU responded, and K-State really didn't have an answer to that after TCU got going. K-State was able to get the TCU lead down to 5 at half, and they really needed to close that gap. And they came out looking like they might do that, and then TCU found another gear, and it just was not a good day. Good night for K-State. The game didn't tip till well past 8:30. It's a late night here. It is as downtrodden I've seen Jerome Tang. I understand he was pretty fired up in the locker room about how his team played. Of course, in typical Jerome Tang style, he took the blame for he and his coaches not getting the team ready for the physicality that you need at this event. And, I have to remind people there's 11 new players here that haven't played in the Big 12. And certainly in the player rotation, you only have the 2 guys. And Ish didn't play a ton down the stretch last year as his minutes went away. Marquise did, but everyone else, this was a new experience. The one thing that Jerome Tang thought went well for his program was the fans. And it was hard for me to gauge because the media seating this year is up there above the lights you see, which I'm not complaining. You give me a seat that I can do my job from, it's kind of pushing it, but I'm fine. I don't need courtside seats. That's not what I'm about. But the one thing we couldn't gauge up there was really the crowd noise gets lost in this big building. It's all focused down to the court, so we didn't really feel it, but Jerome Tang said it was remarkable how good the fans were, and people that were down here in the lower bowl said this was the best K-State crowd they've seen in the Big 12 tournament, and he's really disappointed that he let the fans down, that the team let the fans down. Now, tomorrow's daily delivery will be about the NCAA tournament. I'll get into all of that and try to, give you some peace of mind maybe that K-State's going to be okay, but I know this. It doesn't matter if they get sent to Des Moines, Denver, or Albany, New York, Orlando, Florida. They have to come out with more urgency. They only have one more loss in them. One more loss and basketball season's over. And for all the greatness that K-State has accomplished this season, they seem to be fading. They seem to be going away at the wrong time. A bad performance at West Virginia, Desi Sills wasn't there. Bring the bad performance here with Desi Sills back in the starting lineup, and you get some alarm bells going off. We'll see if the Cats can respond. If they can win 6, they're national champions. If they lose 1, no matter how many they win, they didn't win the national championship and they're done. We'll see how it plays out. We'll have a lot of thoughts on that going forward, and really, again, it's just time to move on. And, as Coach Tang said after the game at the podium, every team in the quarterfinals is an NCAA tournament team, and they're capable of winning this event. It won't be K-State this year. On one side of the bracket, we have Iowa State and Kansas, a classic Kansas City showdown between the 2 programs that have won the most here. And on the other side, we have Texas and TCU, North and South. That's going to meet in the semifinals. Then one will advance to the finals on Saturday, and it won't be K-State.